Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Please speak Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Acha.
Acha. Okay.
Acha.
Acha means okay.
Om Shanti फिर अच्छा.
First we say Om Shanti, then
सब
we
अच्छा
say
है.
we are fine. Everything is
सब
fine.
अच्छा है.
Everything is okay.
सब अच्छा है. मेहमान हो या घर में
Are
बैठे
you
हो.
the guest or are you the one who is sitting as a part of the member of this family? What do you feel?
ये हमारा अपना बाप का घर है.
This is our home.
ऐसे है.
This is our father's home. Do you feel this?
मेहमान तो नहीं हो.
Are you the guest? This is your feeling, or do you feel part of the family here now?
अभी क्या करना. जब
Now
घर में
what we
जाओ
have
ना,
to do?
समझना वहाँ मेहमान है.
And when
ये
you
हमारा
return
घर है.
home in your country, then consider that home as you are the guest going back to
जैसे मैं
your
विश्व में कहाँ
home.
भी जाती हूँ ना.
But this is your home.
मैं कहती हूँ वो हमारा.
When I go to abroad,
मैं वहाँ मेहमान हूँ. घर में
there
यहाँ.
I feel myself as a guest.
राबिन ऐसे है ना.
But this
घर
Madhuban
मेरा कहाँ है.
is my home. What do
सभी ने
you,
घर देखा ना,
Robin?
मैं
What do
वहाँ
you
रहती हूँ
think?
पांडव भवन में, इंद्रप्रस्थ में.
This is our home, isn't it? Did you see my
Tower
home
of Peace
in
के सामने.
Pandav Bhavan, in front of Tower of
अभी
Peace?
समझना घर हमारा मधुबन है. पांडव.
Always
ज्ञान
consider
सरोवर है.
this Gyan Sarovar, Pandav Bhavan. This is your home. Is it
बाकी
right?
जहाँ भी है ना मेहमान है.
And wherever you go, when you go back, that
मंदिर है.
place is not
जिसको ये
your
मंदिर
home,
है
but that
बताओ.
is the place, your guest
हमारा
place. Do
घर
you
है.
feel this is
वो
right?
हमारा मेहमान
Please
है.
raise the hand, those who feel this is
ये
their
मेरी
home.
फैमिली है.
This is my family, this is my home.
निर्मला बहन.
Dr.
सब हाथ
Nirmala, you
उठा
can
रहे हैं.
see now
ये
how
हमारी
many
family
have
है.
become part
ये
of the
हमारा
member
घर
of this
है.
family.
यहाँ मेरी friends
This
है.
is my family, this is my friend,
हमारे
friend's home, and all are
ऐसे
friends.
friends जो है ना, family, वहाँ जाते हैं तो अपनी friends और family जो है ना,
Why we come
ऐसे
here? We come here to experience family love as well as friends love. The love
दुनिया
pulls
भर में
us.
family में क्या है?
In the world outside, there is nothing left as a family anymore.
स्वार्थ है,
There is selfishness and
मजा
falsehood.
नहीं है.
There is no pleasure.
तेरा है, मेरा है.
Because in the world outside we find families are fighting with each other. This is mine, that is
सब
yours.
कुछ मेरा
But
है.
what about here?
पर कुछ
Here
भी मेरा नहीं है.
everything is mine and yet nothing is mine.
खाते हैं.
While we are
भगवान के
eating,
घर में खाते हैं.
taking
अच्छा प्यार
meals,
से
we eat
बनाने
with
वाले
love.
बनाते हैं,
The one who
खिलाने वाले
cooks with
खिलाते हैं,
love,
हम
one
खाते
who feeds us with love, one who serves us with love. We
ये
also
प्यार.
eat with love. This is called love.
यहाँ देखते हैं ना, खाना बनाने वाले को दुख हो जाकर प्यार से बनाते
You go
हैं.
and see in the kitchen,
खाना बनाते
those
हैं.
who are cooking, they are cooking a
यहाँ
lot for many people,
कितना
but they do cook with
500
lot
का
of
खाना
love.
बनता होगा, यहाँ 700 का
Every
खाना
day
बनता
here
होगा.
they are cooking for 700
जब नीचे
people,
देखेंगे
morning,
ना,
afternoon,
हजारों का
evening.
खाना बनता है,
In
20,000
one
का
another
खाना बनता है.
complex down there, they are cooking for
शांतिवन कभी
thousands of
दिखाएंगे
people.
निर्मला बहन. इनको शांतिवन तो दिखाना होगा.
Daddy wants all of you to see the one another complex,
इतना
which
बड़ा
is
हाल
Shanti
है.
One,
40
where
भाई,
there is a big
शांतिवन
hall,
दिखाना.
diamond hall, and where the
मैं
20,000
जाकर
people
बैठेगी, शांतिवन में
can
लेके आना.
stay. That is okay. I will go to
ऐसे?
Shanti One. Make sure, Charlie,
दिखाना
you bring all
शांतिवन
the
कैसा
guests
है.
there, and then
जहाँ
they can
15,000,
see
20,000
how
लोग का
20,000
भोजन बनता
people
है.
are fed every day. At the moment, there are 2,500 permanent staff, but when all the brother sister from all over the world come, then it becomes 20,000, 15,000.
निर्मला बहन, जयंती बहन भाई, सारे विश्व भर में, सारे विश्व भर में जितने भी समझते हैं बस खुशी क्या चीज होती है, प्यार क्या चीज होता है.
Daddy says that
सच्चाई क्या
one
चीज होती
should
है.
experience what is true love, what is true
बस.
happiness, what is true joy,
शक्ति कितनी है.
and how much one can experience the
आपस में
strength
एकता कितनी
in the
है.
truth. And when there is truth, there is a
भिन्नता कैसे
unity,
खत्म हो जाती
and the
है.
diversity, the diversity finishes, and unity comes when we
भिन्नता
follow
में
the path of truth.
भाई कल्चर की भिन्नता है, भाषा की भिन्नता है.
Even though we
देश
have
की
a different
भिन्नता है.
languages, We come from different countries, from different culture. There's so much divisions in the world today outside, and people are confused in that. What shall I do? What shall I not do? My culture is this, my language is this, my religion is this. But I say nothing is mine. I belong to one culture, the culture of truth. Now you have been here for past 3 days. Is it right? 3 days you have been here? Yes. You must have seen and you must have experienced a lot here in this Gyan Sarovar. So what is your experience? Who am I? Who am I? Who is God? And we are in this world. As we live in this world, we have to have this consciousness. We are actors. We are playing our role, part. Let our part, the role we play, should be filled with spirituality, love, wisdom, so that we can distribute those who come in my connection. Whatever I receive from the Supreme, the Divine, I am receiving, then I can distribute to others. I always paid attention in my efforts that let me take from God and give to others. So we are receiving from God and then we are giving to others. God is giving me peace, love, and what shall I do with this love and peace? Let me distribute to others. In the olden time, in my life, I have seen people used to have the urn where they used to clean the urn in the olden times, and they poured clean water in, and then they used to give to people the cool water, to the people, those who used to visit in their home. So our mind and intellect is like a urn. Let our mind and intellect be clean, and let the mind draw the power from God, so that during the day we can continue to give to others the experience of love and joy. So now we will have few minutes silence, traffic control.
Point of focus. Taking just a minute. Gently, I bring my energy away from the external. I bring all my attention up through my body to a point in the middle of my forehead, just above and behind the eyes, towards a single point of focus inside. I now look through my eyes as if they are windows. I am a still point of awareness, looking through the eyes to the world out there. I am the still point, silent and powerful.
मैं समझती हूँ आप लोग सब बातों से यहाँ फ्री हो करके
I think all of you are now free from
जो सुन
everything,
रहे हो
and now you are here listening
वो अंदर जा रहा है
spiritual knowledge, and I'm sure
सुन रहे हो कानों से
that you are experiencing also about the
अंदर
spiritual knowledge.
में दिल उसको मान रही
You
है
are listening, and also
मैं
you
फील
are
करती हूँ
accepting from your heart. This is what
जो
I
दिल को
feel
बात
from
अच्छी
all of
लगती है
you.
ना
Something
वो दिल कहता है मेरे
which
जीवन में आ जाए
heart likes and accepts, also wishes to put
क्योंकि
into
समय
practice
ऐसा है
in life. As we see
बाहर का
the
दुनिया
time
का
today in
वायुमंडल
this
ऐसा
world,
है
the external environment,
जो इंसान
atmosphere
अच्छा बनने
outside in
चाहे
the world
वायुमंडल
is
बनने नहीं देता
not
है
very good. Even though human being wishes
बड़ा
to
एटमॉस्फेयर में
lift
बाहर
their
के
consciousness,
वातावरण में वायुमंडल
and
में
yet the atmosphere outside world
ऐसा
is
है
not
जो
encouraging
अपन को
one.
इतना अच्छा बनाना उस वायुमंडल में सेफ रहना साफ रहना
In that atmosphere outside world, to remain safe and to
यहाँ
remain
आप पक्के
clean
मजबूत हो जाएंगे
is
मैं
not so
सेफ रहूं
easy.
साफ रहूं
But here you have a very good chance to experience
समझा
that
मेरी बात को?
safety as well as clean,
सेफ रहूं
to remain
कोई मुझे
safe
कोई इफेक्ट
from
ना
the
आए
external influence of
बाहर
the
के
outside
वायुमंडल
world. Nothing should
न
influence
किसी
my
के चक्कर
mind.
में आऊं न किसके
I
टक्कर
should
में
not
आऊं
get trapped by any influences. I
चक्कर
should
में
not
माने जो
get
दुनिया जैसे
any
मुझे
clash
करावे
with
मैं कर लूं
anyone.
नहीं करेंगी
I should be
या
free
कोई
from
मेरे
the
से दुश्मनी रखता है
influences
तो
of
टक्कर
the
में आ जाते हैं
external
तो मेरी
world.
लाइफ खराब करते हैं
And if I get into the
नहीं।
conflict, the clash with other people,
Safe
then the
रहूं।
other people become my enemy.
साफ रहूं
Therefore, let me be safe from
तो ये
these
बहुत
two
कई
things,
बातें आप
not to
हमको
come
पर्सनल
into
हर एक को
conflict with
पर्सनल
others, not to create any
अपने आप को
enmity with
समझने
anyone, and second, not to be
जीवन में लाने के
influenced
लिए
by anything
ये भाग्य
outside
मिल रहा
world.
है
Let me be so strong, so
ये आपका
powerful,
आना
so that I can create my own good
संगठन
fortune
में इस
and lift
वातावरण में
my
आना,
quality
हाजिर
of
होना।
life. Even though you have come here in such a
इतना
beautiful
शुद्ध,
atmosphere,
powerful है
this atmosphere where you are here
तो
is
एक
so
सुनने
pure
का भी भाग्य है
and
फिर
very
समझने का भी
uplifting
समय
one.
है
And it is the time for all of you. You are experiencing this
जब
pure
समझने का
atmosphere
समय है
in
जो
your
दिल को बात
life.
अच्छी लगती है
And you are
अमल
listening
करने का भी
this
easy है
knowledge here, as well as it will become easy for you to apply in
जो
your
बात
life
एक
because of the
सुनने
good
को अच्छी लगी
atmosphere.
समझी
Something
भी
which you like
अमल कर
and
लिया
you
ना
understand, then you apply in
बात
your
हमारी
life,
हो गई
then it becomes your part of life.
जैसे हम कोई
As
कॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ते हैं
as we go to college or
पहले टीचर ने
university to
पढ़ाया
study, the teacher teaches us,
हमने टाइम दिया
and we
खर्चा
give
भी किया, ये
time,
भी
we
किया,
also spend
जो
money
पढ़ा
on our
जब पढ़ करके
education,
पास हो गए
and once we study and we
प्रैक्टिस कर
pass
ली
the exam, when we practice
पढ़ाई
what we
मेरे
have
जीवन में आ गई
learned, that becomes part of our life.
लाइफ का आधार
The basis of life,
पढ़ाई
the
करने के
foundation
समय जो
of
मैंने समय
life
दिया
is that whatever
मेहनत की,
time,
वो मेरी
whatever
लाइफ में आ
effort we have put during the studying time
अभी
in our
एक ही
student
हमारी
life, that becomes the
चीज
foundation
बनी
for better life. This
मैंने भाई
spiritual
भाई
knowledge
भाई
is
हम
the
स्टूडेंट हैं
basis for our
क्या स्टडी
better
कर रहे हैं
life. This is our student life. What we are
क्या स्टडी
studying
कर रहे
here?
हैं
What is our study here?
अपने आप को अच्छा
To
समझने के लिए
understand the self very
भगवान
well.
से कनेक्शन जोड़
Second, to have a connection with
अथॉरिटी से
authority, the supreme authority, the one who is one.
एक अंगुली इशारा सब
Even this finger says one who lives up above.
माने न माने
Different religions do
जब
believe
कोई
there is
मुश्किलात
one
आती है
God.
कहते हैं मदद करो
When there is
या
difficulties in life, everyone
हमारे को कहते
always look
हैं,
at
या कोई
up
मदद नहीं
above.
करता।
They feel that is the one who can help
क्षमा
our
करो।
life, one who can forgive,
मैंने पाप किया क्षमा करो
one who can help, one
यहाँ
who
कोई
can
नहीं करता।
guide us. They think human beings cannot help us as much as God can help us at the time of difficulties.
तो ये एक अच्छी तरह से समझना,
So
एक ऊपर
first
वाले
you
authority
understand yourself very well,
से relation
and
भी
second to have a connection, relationship with the Supreme
हो। एक
Being.
है,
There is one,
एक ऊपर वाला है,
one who lives up above,
ऊपर वाला
the one who lives up above.
अभी आपको अच्छी तरह से जानने को मिलेगा, अनुभव करने को
Here
मिलेगा।
you have a
जैसे
chance
हमारा
to
अनुभव है, ऊपर
experience
वाला
the one who lives up
आत्मा
up
कहती है,
above,
अंदर से
God, the
आत्मा
Supreme
कहती
Being.
है,
Here you have a very
शरीर में
good
बैठे,
chance to experience
वो
the
मेरी
Supreme
माँ
Being, God the Father, the Divine Being.
माँ का प्यार सबसे अच्छा होता है।
God is our mother,
सबसे ज्यादा
gives the
प्यार है
experience
माँ।
of love.
तो परमात्मा ऊपर वाला
God, the Supreme
आत्मा
Soul,
कहती है,
He lives up above, and I, the
माँ का
soul,
जो प्यार है
develop
वो
my
pure बनाता है।
relationship with God as mother. God as mother purifies me, gives me such
माँ
a
इशारा
love.
करती है, तेरा बाप तो वो ये बुद्धि वहाँ लगा,
Also, the mother
बुद्धि
says,
ऊपर लगाना सिखाती है।
continue
परमात्मा
to connect
बुद्धि ऊपर
your
ये सिखा
intellect
देता है, समझ
with
देता है। ऊपर
God.
लगाओ।
So
बुद्धि
the
जब
mother
ऊपर लगी,
always encourages the child to have relationship
तो
with
मैं
the
आत्मा
father. So
ध्यान से
God,
समझ
as my mother, gives me this signal to
ऊपर वाला
connect
परमात्मा
with Him as a father.
मेरा बाप,
God, my father, the one who
और वो
takes
मेरा
care of me.
शिक्षक है,
Second
हर
relationship,
बात शिक्षा
He is
देता
my
है।
teacher.
तो हे आत्मा मेरा
He
बच्चा
teaches
है,
me, you are a soul,
तुमको ये
you
करना
are
है,
my
ये नहीं करना
child.
है।
I can tell you what you should do, what you should not do in your life.
ये तुम्हारे में विकार है, वो विकारों को छोड़ना है।
He teaches me
ये तुम्हारे में
that
अवगुण है,
finish all your
ये तुम्हारे
defects,
में अवगुण।
weaknesses, renounce all this negativity.
किसको दुख देना,
Third,
दुख लेना,
don't
बड़ा
give
भारी पाप है।
sorrow and don't take sorrow. This is a sin to give sorrow,
तुमको
to take
कर्म वो
sorrow.
करना है, फिर भगवान
Child,
शिक्षक
do
के रूप में
such
सिखाते हैं।
action so that you remain
अभी हम
happy
सीख रहे
in
हैं,
your
सारी
life.
यूनिवर्सिटी है ना,
This is
होम
called
भी है,
spiritual university
हॉस्टल भी है,
as well as home and
यूनिवर्सिटी भी
hostel.
है,
This is
हॉस्पिटल भी है,
this is also hospital.
सारे मन की बीमारियां खलास हो गई।
This is the place
सबका
where we
चेहरा
can
चमक रहा है,
erase and finish all our mental
कोई दुख
sicknesses.
चिंता है नहीं,
Our face shines. We are free from sorrow and worry.
कोई डर तो है नहीं,
No more fear in our
हॉस्पिटल भी
mind.
है,
This is
होम
also
भी है,
hospital,
हॉस्टल भी है,
and this is
यूनिवर्सिटी भी
home,
है।
university and hostel where we
यहाँ
are
क्या कर रहे
studying.
हो?
What we are
Peace
doing
Park में
here?
गए,
You went to Peace Park.
कल बाबा के राग पर गए,
Yesterday you went to Baba's Rock.
और अच्छी तरह से अकोमोडेशन में रहने का स्थान
You
भी
got
अच्छा
very
है,
nice
खाने का भी
accommodation,
मिलता है,
nice food.
तो सब काम इकट्ठा।
So everything we are learning here as a student, we are
अच्छी
learning
तरह से शिक्षाएं ऐसी
as a
देता
part of the
है,
family member. We are staying here,
शिक्षा देता
experiencing
है,
good atmosphere.
वो
The teacher is teaching
शिक्षाओं
us.
को धारण करने के लिए
So let me be decorated with these spiritual teachings.
गुरु बन करके
God as my guide,
शक्ति देता है।
as my guru, gives me a strength. Child, this is not right, this is right.
कैसे करूं?
He
अरे
gives
हिम्मत
me
रखो,
strength.
बच्चा
He
हिम्मत
enables me to do the right
रखो। कभी मैंने
action
लाइफ
in
में
my
नहीं
life.
कहा, ये मैं कैसे करूं?
I never said
नहीं
in
कहना,
my life, how can I do this good action?
मुझे ये करना है।
But let there be this
संकल्प
thought,
करते
I
हैं,
must do.
भगवान मदद करता है।
Create a good thought in your mind, then God will
चार
help you.
शब्द नहीं कहना,
Keep courage and let there be help from
शिक्षा
the
से
Supreme.
सिखाता है,
God teaches me 4 particular
गुरु बन
things.
करके शक्ति देता है, आशीर्वाद
As a
देता है।
guru, He teaches me.
पर और एक रिलेशन
As
बहुत
a
अच्छा है,
guru,
वो
He
हमारा
gives
फ्रेंड
me
है,
strength. One more relationship I have with God. He's my
अच्छा
friend.
फ्रेंड।
He's a very good friend of mine.
कंपनी भी देता है,
He
कंपनियां
gives
नहीं
me
बनता है।
company. He becomes my
पहले कंपनी
companion.
देता है,
First, He gives me company.
कंपेनियन भी है हमारा।
Then He also becomes my companion
क्या
of
होता
life.
है, इतना ऊंचा बनने की हिम्मत रखी,
Because
मदद उसकी
you
मिली।
kept the courage to make your life the best. You kept the courage to follow the path of truth in your life. Therefore, He also helps you. He is my father, mother, teacher, and friend. Are you understanding? Dadi is asking, do you understand what I am asking?
Right?
Is it right?
दिल कहती है बरोबर.
Does your heart say, accept? Yes, He is my mother, father, teacher, friend. Of course, I have the physical relatives, but these physical relatives cannot uplift my life as God the Father can uplift my quality of life. I have no more desire. I have only one pure desire, that I want to become a good human being. I become such a good human being so that all the darkness and sins of sorrow of this world finish. What is the task of the sun? Sun gives light as well as finishes germs. Therefore, we have to study to that extent, so that when I first receive the light of knowledge and strength, the light of knowledge, the strength which I am receiving is to look at myself. Imagine I have eyes and I don't have power to see through my eyes, and I cannot see things as they are. If I am blind, what is the use of those eyes? So as we see in this world today, we are living in relationships with people, but there is such a selfishness, that is the blindness of relationship, where there is no love, no purity. Now here we receive the third eye of knowledge. We can start to look at the self. We can start to look at our quality of action. We can start to see God, and we receive this new knowledge. This is called light. We are learning here how to do the right action, how to receive this power from God, and we are receiving that might. So God is light. What is the meaning of light? God gives me a light of knowledge to look at the self, and second, look at me and look at this world and how to live with human beings. This is what He teaches us, to finish the darkness of life, confusion of life, sorrow of life, sins of life, not to get stumbled in this darkness. Before that, we were stumbling in the darkness. We did not have the eye of knowledge. Even though we were remembering God, but we did not know what karma, what action, what quality of action I should do in my life. On the path of ignorance, I used to tell God, show me path of life, the truth in my life, so that I am free from stumbling in this world. What is the meaning of stumble? When we experience sorrow. So now God is showing me the path to be free from sorrow. He is showing me the path. So the next point that is saying, I hope you understood that where the soul comes from. First lesson, you came to know the soul. You are a soul. The second, God, and the third is the connection. And then now that is talking about the soul comes from the land of peace, because many souls have arrived on this earth planet. There are so many people. How can there be peace? Now it is the time souls have to return back to home. That is the word of peace. God is giving this wisdom. Child, now it is the time to return home. How can you go home while living in this world? Keep your consciousness as love, peace, purity, and power. So live a life with these qualities so that you are filled with
purity.
power. First quality to experience
Purity,
as
itni
living
purity,
in this
itni
world,
purity.
think you are a pure soul.
जो उसमें ऑनेस्टी भी आती है,
Purity also includes honesty,
सच्चाई भी आती है,
truth
ईमानदारी भी आती है,
and honesty. This is called purity.
खुद से भी ऑनेस्ट,
You are honest
भगवान से भी
with
honest,
thyself,
सबके
you are
साथ
honest with God as well as with others.
सच्चाई इतनी
Let there be such honesty,
झूठ के अंश भी न रहे.
no trace of falsehood in my life.
ऐसा हमको भगवान कहता है घर जाने के पहले.
So this is
हे
what is
आत्माएं, हे
called
आत्माएं,
returning
तुम ऐसे
home,
बनो,
that make the soul such
तेरे को
pure
देख
and honest.
और आत्माओं को न सिर्फ
And when
संदेश
you
मिले,
live the life of
देखने को
honesty
मिले,
and truth and purity,
नाटक में पाठ
then
पूरा हो रहा
others
है.
will also get
हमको
inspired.
अंत में ऐसा अच्छा पार्ट प्ले करना है
Before
जो घर जाए ना
going to home,
खुशी खुशी से जाए.
let the soul be filled with this
नाटक में पाठ
purity.
पूरा हुआ. यानी
So it
भ्रष्टाचार,
means
पाप
I have
खत्म हो गया.
finished my part.
भ्रष्टाचार, ऊंच देव आत्माएं,
Now my part is to
एंजल
play
जैसी
the
हम
part
आत्माएं
of
बन
like an
करके ऊपर
angel.
जाएं.
Let the soul
अभी यहाँ
become
हमको
so pure, become like
समझ
angel.
मिलती है.
No more corruption and no
संग
more
मिलता है.
ill feelings. I have finished all this falsehood
समझो,
in my
संग
life.
लो.
Now I am ready to follow
जो
the
पढ़ाई
path
स्कूल
of
में बच्चा पढ़
purity
सकता
and
है वो
love.
घर बैठे नहीं पढ़ सकता है.
Now I have got this divine wisdom. I am a
टीचर के
student.
सामने जो पढ़ सकता है
When
वो
I
अपने
go
आप
to
नहीं
the
पढ़ सकता.
school in front of teacher, I can study more. When I go home and sit
जो
without
हॉस्टल में
teacher,
पढ़
I
सकता
can't
है, वो
study
घर
that
बैठे नहीं पढ़
much.
सकता है.
So if a student
जैसे
goes to
ऊंची
the
अच्छी पढ़ाई
hostel,
करे, भाई
he
भाई,
can study
ये
well
हॉस्टल
in
है.
the hostel.
जहाँ
He
दिन
cannot
रात
study
वातावरण
that
पढ़ाई
much
का हो.
well in the home because of the
अब पढ़ाई
atmosphere and
है,
environment.
मुख्य ये पढ़ाई इतनी अच्छी है.
And this spiritual study
उस
is also
पढ़ाई
a
में
study.
जितना टाइम देते हैं,
The
पैसा
more
खर्च
you pay
करते हैं,
attention, the
पैसा
more
भी खर्च
benefit
करते हैं,
there is.
टाइम भी
Like
देते हैं,
in the
पर
worldly
दिमाग का काम
education,
बहुत है.
students study a lot and they spend a lot of money
बहुत
and they
दिमाग
put
का-
lot
बड़ा
of
थक जाते हैं.
mental work. They have lot of brain
और
work.
कुछ नहीं करना है, पढ़ना है, पढ़ना है,
And they
पढ़ना है,
always
पास
have this
करना है.
thought, I have to
और ये
study, I
पढ़ाई
have to
में
study, I have to study to pass. But in
मेहनत
this
कुछ नहीं
spiritual
है,
study,
दिमाग की नहीं है,
you
पैसा भी
do
नहीं
not have to spend any money.
फी लेते
You
हैं
do
कुछ.
not have to
फी
do
लिया.
anything. Do you give any
पढ़ाई
fee
में कोई फी
here?
देनी पड़ती है
Did you give any money here as a fee in this
Free.
spiritual study? This is free study. You don't
फिक्र
have to
नहीं है.
pay. You don't have to worry.
पढ़ते पढ़ते भी खुशी हो रही है.
While you are studying this spiritual study, you are experiencing
और
happiness.
पढ़ाई से हमारी खुशी क्या चीज होती है वो
Through this
अनुभव हो रही है.
spiritual study, you are learning how to remain
तो इस
happy
पढ़ाई में
in
हमको
life.
कमाई महसूस होती है.
This is the study to remain happy.
पीछे कमाई नहीं करेंगे.
And this is the
पढ़ते
study.
पढ़ते
As
कमाई
we
हो रही
study,
है.
we are
भाई मेरा कहता है,
experiencing
खुशी बहुत है, खुशी बहुत है.
income.
क्यों पढ़ाई
As one
पढ़ते
of
भी
our
हैं,
guests was
और
telling
खुशी
me,
बहुत है.
Daddy, we are experiencing a
और
lot of
खुशी होती
happiness.
है
This happiness
कोई कार्य
is
में
called
सफलता मिलती है.
income. The happiness comes when there is success in life. Is it right?
तो यहाँ
So here
खुशी भी साथ मिलती है. सफलता क्या मिलती है?
we experience
जैसा
happiness
हम अच्छा
and also
करते हैं ना,
success.
करते यहाँ
What is
खुशियाँ
success?
मिलती है.
Whatever you do with the right
बहुत खुश होते
consciousness,
हैं भाई.
you experience
बड़ा
success. You experience
दुख चला गया.
success in the form of
खुशी आ
happiness.
गई.
That means sorrow is
सोचना है
finished.
नहीं.
No more waste
विश्वास बैठ
thoughts.
गया.
There is a faith now
हिम्मत आ गई.
and you got courage.
सफलता मिल गई.
And success is being achieved.
तो इसमें ऑटोमेटिक
So this is called automatic.
मैं आपको बताऊं,
First thing I want to
जब मैं
share
11
with you,
साल की उम्र में
when
स्कूल
I was
गई,
11 years old,
तो साइंस
I
का
went to the
सब्जेक्ट देख करके
school,
मैं डर गई.
I got frightened listening and seeing the
तभी शुरू
subject
हुआ
of
था
science. So
घर
at
में
that
बिजली
time,
आने लगी.
they started to
रेडियो
teach
में
us
आवाज़
in
सुनने
school
लगे.
science,
मैंने
about
कहा, ये
science,
तो दूर दूर से पता नहीं क्या क्या हो रहा है.
electricity,
लाइट
listening to
स्विच
the
ऑन किया तो
radio,
लाइट आ गई.
So we used
दूर से
to
कोई
see
आवाज
this
सुन रहे हैं।
invention, new invention
मैं
about
अगर तो
science.
ये देखा जो दिमाग जितना ये भी करना, ये भी करना, ये भी करना, अभिमान आ जाता है।
So when people learn a
तो
lot
मैंने कहा
outside
मैं
in the
साइंस नहीं
world,
करूँगा।
study, and they get also ego in the other
भगवान
studies,
मैं साइलेंस
they
से
also
तेरा
develop
आवाज
the
सुन
ego.
सकता
I decided
हूँ।
not to
अंदर से
study outside in the
शांत
world
रूप
because
मेरे
people
सामने आ
get
जाओ।
ego of their degrees and other things. But
लाइट आ
here
जाए,
I
ईश्वर की
told
लाइट आ
God,
जाए।
I don't want to study that study. I want to
ईश्वर की
study with
लाइट मेरे
you.
पास आ जाए
Your study is the study of
और
silence.
परमात्मा का आवाज
This
सुनने लग पड़ूं।
silence, through silence, I can
एक
listen
टेलीविजन आया,
the
टेलीफोन
sound
आया,
of God,
अरे दूर बैठे भी हो सकता है, किसको देख सकते हैं, किसको बात कर सकते
and
हैं।
I can connect
पर
with
तो
God
मैं
through
ये स्थूल
silence.
बातों में नहीं,
But in
अंदर
the
से
outside
कोई
world,
आत्माओं को
when
अच्छी
people
तरह से
study a lot, they also develop
परमात्मा
the
की
ego.
बात
But here, I
समझ
study the
जोड़ने
study of
ये
silence.
जैसे
I
साइंस
can
में
learn how to
ऐसे
live with
60-70
others.
साल के अंदर 70 साल के अंदर साइंस ने क्या कर दिया
Science
है।
has
अभी यहाँ आप देखेंगे
brought
ना,
lot of
साइलेंस
benefits
पावर ने
in
क्या
the form of facilities in our life.
साइंस अपना काम कर
And
रही है,
science is doing its
बिजली बत्ती
own
अपना
work,
काम कर रही है,
but
माइक
here
अपना काम
this
कर रहा है, ये अपना
silence
काम
is
भले
doing
करे।
its own work. Of course, all this
तो
invention
हम
of
क्या कर रहे
science,
हैं,
microphone,
हम क्या कर
television,
रहे हैं
and
साइलेंस में।
sound, radio, everything is doing well, giving benefits to human life.
हम शांति
But
मांगते नहीं
did
हैं,
we get
पर
peace through all these things? Peace comes through the method of silence, and that is, my religion is
सच्चाई
peace.
मेरे स्वरूप
My
में
way of life is
आत्मा
peace.
सत्य है,
My true form is peace.
शांति में
And peace is my way of life. Peace is my religion of life.
प्यूरिटी में सच्चाई भी आ गई, ईमानदारी भी आ गई,
So when I
तो peace
experience
भी आ
such
गई,
kind
love
of
भी आ गया,
peace,
happiness भी आ गई,
then I can develop
तो power
also
आ
the
गई।
quality of connecting with God with
Silence
peaceful mind. Through
मुख से कुछ न
silence,
बोलो,
I don't need to speak
कान से फालतू
anything.
बातें सुनने
I
की
don't
जरूरत
need to
नहीं।
listen any gossip
जो
through my
काम की बात
ears.
सुनी,
Anything whichever is necessary for me, let me
बिल्कुल।
listen only that.
पर इसमें एक बात और सुना लेती हूँ।
One more thing I want to add in this.
यहाँ राजस्थान में ही
In this Rajasthan
भरतपुर
state,
में एक बड़ा भारी वो 2-3 माइल में जू बनाया है, बिल्कुल बड़ा।
so here within Rajasthan, there is a one particular place is called Bharatpur,
से आते हैं,
and there is a one particular
तो मुझे देखने के
new
लिए लेके
zoo
गए।
has been built.
देखा
So they invited me to see this new
सारे विश्व भर
zoo,
के पंछी
and
मौसम
Dadi
अनुसार
saw
उड़ के आ
all
जाते हैं,
variety birds
सब उड़ के आ जाते हैं।
come
और
from
हर एक
different
की
parts
कॉलोनी
of
बनी।
world, and each bird has
कोई
its
1-2 के
own
कॉलोनी में नहीं जाते,
particular
हर एक का
place,
खाना पीना अपना,
and different birds, different animals
हर एक
have
का
their
बोलने
own
का तरीका,
particular
बोलने का तरीका
place. They speak their own
बना।
language,
कोई
they eat their own
मुझे
food.
घुमाया सारा,
So that they took Dadi
सारा
and
देखने
they
को
showed
लगे।
to Dadi all
तो
different
मैंने
birds
कहा यहाँ
as
हंस
well
दिखाई
as
नहीं पड़ता है।
animals. So Dadi asked them, I can't see the swan
हंस
here
यहाँ
in this
आता नहीं
zoo.
है।
They said, Daddy, no swan
इतनी
comes in
variety
our
देखी,
zoo. Daddy, here all other varieties we
हंस नहीं
have,
देखा,
but we don't have a swan.
कहा हंस नहीं आता।
Daddy says, we don't receive, they told Daddy, we don't receive
जो
any
उसकी जो
swan
क्वालिटी है ना,
here
अच्छी
in
चीज
this
लेना,
zoo,
बाकी छोड़ दो।
because the task of the swan is to pick up pearls and
तो
give up
यहाँ
all the
आपको
stones. The meaning of
variety
swan is
सारे विश्व भर से
that
इकट्ठी
let
करनी,
the
इधर से
mind
कोई इधर से
and
कोई उधर से
intellect
आए
pick
हैं,
up the wisdom, the
परंतु
pearls.
अपन को चेंज करने के लिए आए हैं।
And why you all swans have come here? To become holy swan
हंस में
here. The
बड़ा
holy
bite है,
swan means to
परखने
pick
की
up
शक्ति बड़ी तेज है।
the wisdom, pearls. That means
ये
to have
पत्थर
such
है, ये
divine wisdom,
वो पत्थर
to
है, ये
see,
पत्थर।
to discriminate what
मेरे
is
पता नहीं
stone
था,
and what is the pearl.
तो कहने में भारत में आता है,
Swan has
वो
such
दूध और नीर को भी अलग कर
discriminating
देता है।
power. Even the swan
इतनी उसमें
can
power है,
see,
कोई दूध में
he
पानी
has
डालता
that
है ना,
discrimination
तो
power
भी
that
वो
can
उसको पता
see
चल जाता है।
how much is the water
इतनी उसकी बुद्धि
in the
तेज है।
milk.
फिर
So it
मैंने
means to have such discrimination power, to see, to discriminate what is right and what is wrong. And Dadi says, we also had a such brother in this institution who had such discrimination ability. He had such power of discrimination. One particular brother who used to live here 30-40 years ago, this particular brother had this ability of truth. And Dadi says that once it so happened that few people, those who bring the milk to this organization, and if they mix the water in the milk and bring to this organization, and this particular brother, when these people used to see the face of this brother, they used to get frightened because this particular brother had the power of truth, the ability of discrimination, and the village people used to come to bring the milk for this organization, and they used to get frightened because of this particular brother, that he could come to know that whether they have mixed the water in the milk. So Dadi is talking now about the 8 powers which you will receive this lesson soon. But one of the particular power that he talks about is tolerance power. That means make the big things into small. First power I need in my life is the power of tolerance. Even something happens to your body, nothing new, you can tolerate. Second is the power of discrimination. What is right, what is wrong, what is sin, what is charity, what is good, what is bad. To discriminate the quality of thoughts in our mind, quality of action in our life. Having such ability, having such power to see the difference, this power only comes from God. The one who goes in front of God cannot speak anything, he cannot tell lie. Why? Because God is truth. So let me also draw the power of truth from God, so that when we live in this world, when we interact with other people, we follow that path of truth, so the other people, those who come in our connection, they will also get this realization by seeing my life of truth, so that they also start to give up making, doing all sinful actions in their life. They will also stop doing corruption. So 2 particular things we have to understand in this. First, keep in your mind, whatever I do, others will follow you. If you do good, it's for you. If you do bad, it is for you. Keep in your mind this thought. Whatever you are doing is for you. You are not doing for anyone else. If you are doing bad, also for you. Because as the seed, so the fruit. If you sow the seed which is not good, it will bring the fruit to you. You will have to suffer for that. If you do good, you will get the reward for that. So first keep in your mind, as you do, you get. Second, God says, child, I teach you what good action you can do. Your action has to be filled with truth, has to be elevated.
भगवान कहता है तुम करेंगे तेरे को देख और करेंगे.
Second, God says, child, whatever actions you do, others will follow you. The first is whatever you do,
बंधा है मानो,
good or bad,
मैंने वायदा किया
you will
भगवान के
get the
साथ,
fruit
मैं यही
accordingly.
करूंगी, यही करूंगी, यही
And
करूंगी।
then
आप
you
करेंगे,
promise
वही
to
करेंगे,
God,
आप करेंगे, वही करेंगे।
yes God,
तो कहते हैं,
I
हाँ,
will
करेंगे,
do
मैं
good.
कराऊंगा।
Then God is bound to give you the strength to do good.
इतना अच्छी तरह से वो मददगार हो जाता है।
And He
हमारे
becomes
अंदर
helpful
हे मेरे भगवान,
to you.
भगवान मेरा भाग्य
He
विधाता,
continues to give
मुझे
you
कहते तो क्या यही
strength
करने का,
to do the right action in your life. Once you have this realization, yes, I realize I have to follow the path of truth. When you show this courage to God, He will help you. And the second, God says, child, when you are doing good with courage, others will follow you. You will also get the share of that good action. So when you do good, you create good fortune for your life. And when you do good, inspire others to do good, then also you get the fortune. Now, I don't need to say, ask, how can I do what God says? This is how you can do. What God is giving me signals, that's what I have to do. Do you feel this is right, what I am saying to all of you? Your heart is accepting this? Say yes. What I have to do, God is inspiring me to do. What time is telling me? Time is also telling me to change, bring benefit to your life. So when you bring benefit to your life, others will see and they will follow. Through your thoughts, attitude and words, you can bring benefit to others. Okay? Om Shanti. Acha, okay. Now let us stay 5 minutes in silence. Two thoughts. Who am I? To whom do I belong? And what must I do in my life? Only 3 thoughts in your mind. Who am I? To whom do I belong? And what I have to do in my life? These 3 thoughts bring in your mind. This is the time to do the best quality of actions in my life, so that I can help the world to change. Let the thoughts be filled with peace.
अंदर से खुशी से आवाज निकल रहा है, मैं भाग्यवान हूँ.
Let there be thoughts of peace as well as I am fortunate, I am child of God. I am filling myself with the treasures of happiness from God. I have only one thought.
समय भी कहता है.
Only one thought, that I am child of God. I must fill myself with the power. Now it is the time to connect my life with God, so that I become light and draw power and strength from the divine, so that I create the atmosphere of peace and power around me.
दुनिया के चारों ओर वाइब्रेशन फैला रही है.
I am spreading the vibrations of peace around me, as well as to the people outside world, the whole globe. I give peace. People, those who are in sorrow, unhappy stage, let my vibrations of peace reach to them.